Okay, welcome back to Let's Play Bloodstained, Ritual of the Night.
I'll go with this. Great.
And that is the
I'll
last
go
thing
with
we're going
this.
to need for Susie. The sukiyaki is not actually the
Great.
last thing we're going to make. We're going to give her, but it's the last thing we need to make to give her. Okay. Okay.
Stop that.
There we go. Oops, that's not who we want to talk to. Okay.
Did you bring it?
You want a risotto?
That's... Oh, it's... You're welcome.
Okay. They got a demon
Is
necklace.
there any... Yes, I'll help.
Noodles and broth. And for that we want soy ramen.
Oh, you're welcome.
Gambler's ring.
Yes, I'll help you.
Food that falls apart.
Did you...
I think that is simmered fornius.
That... Oh,
Yes.
you... Is
Okay.
there... Yeah, I'll help.
Beef hot pot.
Did you...
I don't mean to keep shooting at her. I mean attacking her. Have the sukiyaki.
Oh, you're welcome.
Ooh, we got
Is
8-bit
there anything
nightmare
else?
now.
Yes, I'll help you.
I don't know what that means.
Did you bring... Me... Oh,
Oh,
it's... Thank you.
okay. 8-bit
Of
nightmare
course.
is apparently a... Oh, she's sleeping. Okay.
Oh, hello, miss. I'm going to sell lot. Oh, what would you like to buy?
Let's... I think... Okay, gonna
Is
buy
this
one of that.
pleasure doing business?
Gonna
Is
buy
it
one
here
of
you
that.
are?
Have that. Apple
Is it there
risotto.
you are?
Egg on
Is it there
rice.
you are?
Sure.
Is it pleasure doing business? Is it here you are? Is it oh, thank you. Is it oh, thank you.
No
Is
problem.
it oh, thank you. Is it oh, thank you. Is it pleasure doing business? Is it pleasure doing? Is it oh,
I'm
thank
just
you.
buying one of
Is it
everything.
here you are? Is it oh, thank you.
Well, I guess not everything.
Is it
I
there
am
you
buying
are?
cheesecake.
Is it here you are? Is it oh, thank is it pleasure? Is it here you are? Is it pleasure doing business? Is it pleasure doing? Is it here you are? Is it oh, thank you. Is this oh, thank you. Is it oh, thank you. Is it pleasure doing business?
Okay. Before we spend everything,
So,
Okay.
what'll it be?
Imperial armor, Tatanashi, I think is the one we kind of want, but it would require an imbrued skull, which is the Revenant. We would have to fight the Nut and the Orichalcum, so no. The Coronation gown, all it needs is a silk dress. That needs silk 3. Uh-huh. Oh yeah, we're doing that.
I'll go with this.
Oh yes, we are doing that.
I'll go with this.
Okay then. Breathtaking dress fit for no less than a queen. See-through tunic worn by affluent members of ancient Egyptian society. Okay. The coronation gown is the best gear and is the best thing to wear, apparently. Over the rainbow? Where do you get cashmere?
Pace yourself out.
Where do you get cashmere? Please be something that I can... Giant viewers. Giant viewers are annoying. I'm gonna pause this and I'll be right back after some farming.
Now, every time Wellix has ever had any kind of nightmare, it's always had to do with the raptor's wings. The imagery of that has been present in every single one. But as you begin to sift through more and more of this holographic
What would you like to buy?
art show that you're doing of reassembling some of the images and dreams that he's having, you start seeing more and more clearly that these two silhouettes of humanoids are present. What initially looked like maybe the curvature of a gaseous anomaly, of a nebula in the background of a nightmare, it's actually starting to take shape, and you're starting to make connections based off the psychological profile that you have mapped out, that these might in fact be people that he's been dreaming about this whole time, like perhaps ghosts
behind the wings of a raptor, coming for him in deep space.
I'll go with this.
With that, if you want to obtain more information, you may.
I'll go with this.
We have a floating momentum.
Okay, so burning that one as an obtain information check,
I'll go with this.
the image becomes a little more clearly defined. And you can see for sure what these raptor wings almost look like. Exio,
I'll go with
it's
this.
representational, but you and McCrell cannot help but notice the similarities in coloration.
I'll go with
The
this.
raptor wings almost take on a slight glow. It's sort of that seafoam green of the nacelles
I'll go
of that
with this.
Tavaro class ship you saw up in the ready room.
I'll go with this.
Exio, Commander, I think it would
I'll go with
benefit
this.
us if the
I'll go with this.
sensor picture that we got from the data core from Damon's
I'll
threat,
go with this.
if we showed,
I'll go with
Sector.
this.
as I roll my eyes, if we showed that picture to
I'll go
Wes,
with
it
this.
might trigger some sort of memory because it looks like
I'll go with this.
this is the ship from his nightmares.
Absolutely. I
I'll
must
go with
ask, is it safe to show him this? A more complete version of his nightmare?
You have to...
At first, I think it will be startling, but at the same time, better to show him that it is just a physical object and not a paranormal void of space chasing after him. To actually put something physical to the unknown could actually help him maybe come to terms with his nightmares and see it as something that he could actually address head on.
It would be, in an ideal situation, exactly what happens. Ease the anxiety of a thing by getting to put a metaphorical face to it, but we also still don't have a very clear image. We are replacing one specter with one out there.
Yes, maybe Tech and Lacat can define the imagery from the data core that from the liquidator, and we could get some kind of a clearer picture, so we have something to show him that's more solid. It might be triggering for him. It's true, and it might. I don't know what the repercussions of it could be, but at this point in time, we are running out of time. He doesn't have much time left, and right now we need as many answers as we can get until we can find some kind of remedy to keep his brain from deteriorating. If this can trigger some of his memories, this might actually be something of the best thing we could do for him.
I think I know how we can do it. Every image is the two people with the ship, with the wings. If we can get him to separate, focus on the two people. Who are the two forms? Not the wings. The rings are the representation.
Right.
Who are the people? If he can identify the people for us, the ship is irrelevant. We will be able to find out more.
I agree. It may be if we showed him what the ship looks like, he could see it.
The people, McGraw. He knows who they are.
Yes, but if he could see the ship and solidify it, then possibly from his nightmares and from his visions that he sees, he can remove it in part.
Take this!
Highly and focus easily more on the two people.
Yes, we should bring this to the captain right away. Can I take one more look at the images? He's obviously focusing on two people and the wings over and over, but I just want to do one quick sweep of because we don't know if he knows anything about this weapon beforehand. Has he drawn any imagery of a weapon? And I know the wings, like, for all we know, the wings are the weapon. Like, is there any alteration to the ship shape that he is, like, is there a part of the silhouette that is different from what we know as the standard silhouette and shape of this ship? Is there any additive to any curvature or wing or color differentiation from what we standardly know this ship looks like? That might give McCall and Carl an indication of where the weapon might be located, what shape is different to possibly focus on in case terrible scenario it unfolds and it's in front of us. Where do we aim? Sort of scenario.
Without making you spend momentum, I can tell you that there's just not enough information.
Okay.
In the gap. I don't want you to burn a momentum to get a no on that one. It's a big ask, but you can devise Exio as you start pondering this, and after talking to McCrell, your brain calculates that any information you were able to derive from that is not going to be verifiable. You can't trust it. Yeah.
Okay. Well, then I'd blip to the
Okay.
Captain.
Okay. Captain, you get a chirp.
Sol?
Hello, it is Exio. I'm here with Dr. McCrell. We may have some imaging that is imperative that we very cautiously show Dr. Wellix with assistance and guidance from you as well.
Yes, Captain, it seems that the object haunting Dr. Wellix's dream is indeed the ship that has been chasing us this whole time.
There are two forms, though, not just one. With every single image of the ship, there are two forms. faceless, shapeless, but humanoid nonetheless.
Side by side.
Side by side.
We feel.
Yeah, quick clarification here. Was there any sort of standard difference, like the one step forward, or they were side by side, correct?
It's difficult to tell. It almost looks like they're melding together. One might be standing in front of the other one. It's hard to say, but it almost looks like they're joined, but they don't seem like they're the same person. They're different heights. In some occasions, you get the distinct impression they're two separate forms, but they're standing so close to each other that it's hard to say.
Incredibly connected, but distinct in separateness.
We believe that if we show the image to the ship that we received from the liquidator to Dr. Wellix, it actually might help trigger some of his memories and why this ship and these figures are haunting him.
And hopefully explain a little bit of the leak. That his presence still to be known. If he has a previous connection to the ship, that could tell us more about why he's being hunted.
And why he's so valuable to them as well, yes.
Alright, I'm on my way.
Alright. While you are headed down to the med bay, where is Chief Tech right now?
Chief Tech has been taking this moment to go over more the data core that we're getting in from Sprack.
Okay. I need you to make an insight check.
Okay.
So,
dear.
this, as you're looking at the data,
We have practically infinite time. Why are you laughing?
I'm going to need you to make an insight engineering check.
Okay. What's the difficulty on it?
Difficulty will be 2.
Well, I got one that I got one success. Is there any sort of, let's see.
A Rossa system?
Nope. This is literally just a moment of whether or not Chief Tech sees it. What focuses do you have, Tech?
I've got warp field dynamics, transporters and replicators, subspace theory, piloting, xenoculinary arts, dual warp cores.
What was the first one? I'm sorry.
Warp field dynamics.
Yes. That will actually work.
Then I get a crit, so that is 2 successes.
Okay. Tech, you're looking at this and you keep thinking back and forth about why neutron radiation surges would be present in a cloaked vessel, because it's so unusual. The neutron radiation surge. What's that?
And we had found out earlier that one of the things that makes this weapon dangerous is it can fire while the vessel.
While it's cloaked. And the only thing you have to go on is a neutron radiation surge.
Yeah.
It's impossible to detect it unless that thing is up close. Mm-hmm. And as you're sitting here looking at this, and you're just thinking about it over and over, you start thinking about the way energy is transferred in a vessel and how power feeds through from its core, essentially. It's warp core.
Mm-hmm.
And the exhaust that's caused.
Right.
As neutron radiation, a surge of neutron radiation would seem to hint that activity being conducted under cloak with this new sort of cloaking device would obviously, it's expelling that energy. Mm-hmm. And as you're sitting here thinking about that and looking at the data, you suddenly get a wild idea.
Are we going to be like the little kitty and dogs?
A crazy idea pops into your head.
Mm-hmm.
You might be able to create some kind of sensor ping.
A fart detector.
That not 100% reliable.
Mm-hmm.
But as you're thinking about it and looking through the data pad, it occurs to you, kind of like in the old sailor days on Earth when they had naval combat. They used to do loud sensor pings to see if they could get metal reverberations off the hull of subs and locate them.
Mm-hmm.
Hello, welcome back to Let's Play Bloodstained Ritual of the Night.
What are we transmuting
I've done a
this
little bit
time?
of stuff. And now we're going to do over the rainbow. Our constitution's going to go down. Everything else except luck will go up. And in fact, oh, curse defense is going to go down. There's going to be some stuff that's going to go down, but
I'll go with this.
There, all done. Stop back off.
now we have a rainbow scarf. Okay, I think there are some, like, nostalgic 8-bit monster things you can fight somewhere. I don't know where you're supposed to fight them. We are going to go ahead.
What are we transmuting this time?
Prepare as much as we can.
I'll go with this. Great. I'll go with this.
Yay, fish and
Great.
chips. See if there's anything else.
I'll go with this. Great. I'll go with this.
Get as much food as we can.
Great. I'll go with this. Great. I'll go with this.
Okay.
Great. I'll go with this. Great. I'll go with this. Great. I'll go with this. Great.
It's a lot
I'll
of
go with
classic
this.
spaghetti.
Great. I'll go with this. Great. I'll go with this. Great. I'll go with this. Great.
Okay. Anything we can enhance?
I'll go with this. 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 I'll go with this.
Oh, yeah.
I'll go with this. I'll go with this. I'll go with this.
Don't really
I'll go with this.
need
I'll
augment
go with
strength
this.
because that's not really
I'll
what I'm
go
going
with
to be
this.
going with.
I'll go with this. I'll go with this.
No, no, no,
All
no, no,
done.
no, no.
I'll go
No
with
X
this.
potions. Did I just use a bunch of my X potions without realizing I
Stop.
did? Hopefully I can buy some. We're gonna sell a bunch of stuff now. Stuff I have no intention of using.
Oh, what would you like to sell? Is it pleasure doing business? Is it here you are? Is it call? Thank you. Is it pleasure doing business?
Haven't used that yet.
Is it pleasure doing business?
I just enhanced
Is
this a
it
lot, now
call?
I'm selling
Thank
it.
you. Is this right? Sir?
No.
Well, is this pleasure doing business?
I haven't even touched that.
Oh,
Okay.
what would you like to sell?
We're gonna sell everything, I think.
Is it here you are? Is it here you are? Is it call? Is it call? Is this call? Is this here you are? Is it call? Is it here you are? Is it here you are?
We're gonna keep Andromeda and the gun.
Is it leg? Is it here you? Is it call? Is it call? Is it here you? Is it leg? Is it call? Is it leg? Is it here you? Is it call? Is it call? Is it leg? Is it leg? Is this call? Thank you.
Okay, we're gonna keep... You can't sell the Aegis because it's key, I guess.
Is this here you are?
Riding habit, yeah.
Is it all? Thank you.
Duelist guard, yeah.
Is this pleasure doing business?
Keep that. Keep that. Wow. Okay. I'll keep those. Okay, let's see what we got. There was something called a gambler's ring. Oh, it increases luck. Okay. Probably helps with the millionaire's bane. This might be helpful at a certain point, so I'm going to keep that. That is a lot of good stuff. Yeah, we'll keep these. Okay.
Oh, what would you like to buy? Is this call? Thank you. Is this call? Thank you. Is this pleasure doing business? Is it pleasure doing business? Is it there you are? Is it call? Thank you.
Okay.
Is this call? Thank you. Is it there you are?
Oh, the max is 3 of those. Interesting.
Is it pleasure doing business? Is it call? Thank you.
Okay.
Is this pleasure doing business?
I think we're about as ready as we'll ever be. Probably should have saved. There's a couple save points before. Okay. No music. We already fought OD or DO. Speaking of which, that might be useful. It makes controls a little bit klutzy, cluttered, but that's fine. You somehow missed me. I am going to turn up the volume on the music here. Okay. Need to go down.
Dimension shift. Dimension shift. Dimension shift.
I should have shown you how to get to the Valkyrie thing.
Dimension shift.
It's in the Tower of Twin Dragons. There's a place where you're walking on a platform. It's in the eastern tower, the second tower that you encounter, the one that you fight the dragons on. And it's down there by where I was doing the farming with the bird people. And you're walking along and there's some empty space below you. You dimension shift below it. You have to make sure it's that white, because there are some platforms you can't dimension shift below. But you do like this, and there's a chest that's hidden just off the screen. And And you can open it, and that's where the Valkyrie thing is. Should probably go show it. Okay. Here we go. So, if Keeble survived because of the Exorcist's blood, but he died when he got to this
So
point.
even Gremory has
when he
failed
got
me.
so much of this
Alfred was
power.
afraid of what you could do with the shards, but not I.
Feels like you should be in a lot more pain now, because
Look at you.
unless you went through
Is
it a
that
little
what
bit
you
more
wanted?
carefully.
The crystal? You betrayed us, Dominique.
Maybe I should have gone to Todd first.
Oh, don't think me ungrateful. I have you and Johannes to thank for teaching me the alchemist's lore and how to control the shards.
I think it's Johannes, but okay.
Shards, I might add, which you gave to me of your own will. Your sacrifice has become my strength. Why are you doing this? Because once again, the demons appeared, and once again God stayed silent while his servants were slaughtered mercilessly one by one. So I began to wonder, what if there is no God? What if the Lord we grovel and pray before is a lie, and our faith draws power from some other nameless, unspeakable thing? If so, I wash my hands of it. Because God can rot. I decided to seek a higher power. The power to slay gods. Do you realize how many people have died as a result? They deserve to die because they were weak, and more will follow until I obtain all I desire. This whole mess wasn't enough for you? If the last summoning had been enough, I wouldn't have had to bring you here. You're after a more powerful demon. Cheeple's crystal wasn't enough to summon it, so you needed mine instead. Smart girl. I like that. But your crystal was too clean, too pure. So I made sure you would obtain shards and acclimate yourself to demonic power. Then Gremory could possess you after the battle with Jeeble had worn you down. If Zangetsu hadn't betrayed me, doing the right thing isn't a betrayal.
Thank you, Miriam.
You know what? I never expected to be
You know, I've
put in
already
a corner. You leave me no choice but to play my final. I will use my crystal and the Libelogaieth to summon Baal, the ultimate demon. Do you realize what will happen to you? Do you? You don't. So I'll tell you. There's a reason Jeeble survived 10 years ago. What does he have to do with this? It was in his blood. An exorcist, like me. Our blood suppressed the crystal corruption and effectively spared his life.
Until he died
now
later.
I have surpassed him. I command the crystal through Enochian script. No demon is too powerful for me to summon, even if I cannot keep it here forever. But the process is slow, because I can see the summoning isn't complete. Do you really think you can stop me before then? Oh yes, I do. You don't understand what power is for. You wield it stupidly, arrogantly, and now you will pay the price.
Okay, there's only about 2 minutes left on my timer, so I'm gonna stop here and do a new video. See you in a moment.